Welcome back to Mr. Hist, where true crime meets mystery and every story will leave you haunted. Today we're stepping into the smoke-filled memory of one of the darkest nights in Philippine history. A place once alive with laughter and music that turned into a tomb of fire and silence. This isn't just a story about a nightclub. It's about corruption, neglect, and the thin line between celebration and catastrophe. So turn down the lights and listen closely, because once the music started at Ozone Disco, it never really stopped. It was supposed to be a celebration, graduation night, music, dancing, laughter. But before the clock struck midnight, the air turned black. The screams grew louder than the bass, and fire swallowed the dance floor whole. This is the story of the Ozone Disco Tragedy. Ozone Disco was one of the hottest nightclubs in Metro Manila. It wasn't much to look at, just a low-slung building tucked in beside a karaoke bar. But on March 18th, it became the final destination for over 100 students celebrating their graduation. The music was loud, the lights were hypnotic, youth and excitement pulsed through the room like electricity. But beneath the celebration was something darker, a trap waiting to be sprung. It began with a flicker, a small burst of flame from the electrical wiring behind the DJ booth. The heat spread fast. Within seconds, black smoke coiled across the ceiling. At first, people thought it was part of the show, a special effect. But that illusion shattered when the fire leapt outward, hungry, violent, unstoppable. People surged toward the exit. But there was a problem. The door opened, inward, and hundreds of panicked bodies blocked it shut. Some fell, others were crushed. Within 2 minutes, the fire consumed the club. The building had no fire alarms, no sprinklers, no emergency exits, a death trap designed by greed and neglect. As the fire spread, the oxygen was sucked from the room. The heat reached over 600 degrees. Skin blistered, flesh melted, people clawed at the walls. Some even broke into the bathroom, hoping the tiles would protect them. They died anyway. Firefighters arrived, but by the time they pried the door open, the damage was done. The smell of burnt hair and melting plastic filled the air, and silence fell, a silence so heavy, it's still remembered. Ozone Disco was never meant to hold more than 35 people. Yet it was packed beyond 10 times that. The building failed almost every safety requirement. And yet, it had a business permit. It had passed inspection. Why? Because money changed hands. Inspectors looked the other way. Owners ignored warnings. And the government, as usual, did nothing until it was too late. Charges were filed, but justice moved slowly, too slowly. It wasn't until 2014, 18 years later, that the club owners and government officials were finally convicted. 18 years, for 162 lives. Locals say the Ozone site is cursed. That late at night, you can hear music drifting from the burned-out lot. That people walking past have seen shadows dancing inside, even though the building is long gone. A delivery man once claimed to see a girl in a graduation gown, standing alone by the gate, whispering, "Help me." Most victims were students. Some were about to leave the country for work. Some were artists. Others future doctors or engineers. All of them were loved. And all of them were failed by the very system meant to protect them. Today, the site of Ozone Disco remains undeveloped. Like the ground itself refuses to forget. The Ozone Disco fire is more than a tragedy. It's a warning about negligence, corruption, and how quickly joy can turn to horror. Let this not be just another forgotten news story. Let it be a call to accountability and remembrance. Until next time, stay curious, stay aware, and never forget the fire that danced at Ozone. If you found this story chilling, subscribe for more unsolved mysteries and true crime deep dives. This is Mr. Hist. Follow for more mysteries, true crime, and stories that haunt history.